Ooh, that looks tasty. Welcome folks, Today the Hungry Gamer is back with another end of campaign review video! And today we're talking about Eila and Something Shiny. Now, this is a game that I previewed several years ago, and it arrived several years ago. And I started playing it a little bit with my wife because she thought it was just the cutest thing in the world, and it still is. And we played through 2 scenarios, and she decided that she didn't want to play it anymore. And I'll talk about that later on in this video about the why of that and my thoughts on that. It sat on my shelf for a while, and it's been one that I keep looking at and think, gosh, I should play that. Gosh, I should play that. Gosh, I should play that. Well, I finally played it. I finally went over, I grabbed it, and what I did was I took it with me to school. And on my lunch breaks, I would sit and play the game. While I ate lunch, I'd play through a scenario, and it took me a couple lunches and a little bit of some prep periods here and there, and I finished the rest of the campaign. And so what this game is a story-based game where you are this little bunny named Eila, and you start in the forest, and you're meeting people, and you go off on this big adventure to get to the shiny thing on the top of the mountain far away. And you go through all kinds of adventures to get there. And you can see some of the rules overview from my preview video up there. But what's happening is every turn you draw a card, and it's going to tell you to do something. Give you a little bit of story, and you'll have a choice. And you make that choice. And depending on your choice, you will gain and or lose resources. And the card will either go to the left side of the board, meaning it goes to the past, you'll never see it again, or the choice you made is going to have some kind of repercussion in the future, so you put it to the right side, which means it's going to be in the future. You have to deal with it again. Then you draw the next card out, and so on. And as you go through and make choices, as I said, you'll get different resources, you'll find things that are permanent things you get to keep, which will boost some of your abilities later on. You'll find things that are like magic spells for when you're fighting stuff. Sometimes you're going to fight things, which happens to be some dice chucking, and you can use your resources to boost your numbers. And many times, the choices you make will result in new cards being added to your future. So I made a choice now, and that means sometime down the road, I'm going to have to deal with this, with the consequence of the choice that I made, and that's going to go into the future. You can develop habits, which are just going to be cards that you're going to have, and you're going to get to use these over and over again to some kind of benefit, and so on and so on. But you play through these 5 scenarios, or maybe 6 scenarios, as Eila is adventuring and growing up. And you get to the end, and each chapter has a little prologue. It's a little comic book that you get to look at. And then at the end, depending on what you did, you'll have between 1 and 3 endings that you can possibly have, which will send you off in a little bit of a different direction as you're playing through the game. And then you get to the end of the game, and you have your big climax, and then you have the endings. Now, I'm not going to talk much about that, but I want to go back to what do I like about this campaign now that I've played the whole thing. And first off, the simplicity of it is just lovely. It's just a lovely story-driven game. It's almost choose your own adventure. I mean, it is choose your own adventure, really, with the occasional chucking of dice, but also with that Euro sensibility of resource management. And I really do enjoy that. At the same time, you do power up as you go. By the end, I think I had 4 spells, and I had a sword, and so I had a little bit of spoiler, but I had a sword, and I was becoming a sword master, and all this stuff, and you find friends that are going to help you, and people leave you, and all kinds of stuff's going on, and you find items, and I had an item that I got at the very, very beginning, then at the very, last moment, it's like, do you have this thing? I was like, yeah, and it says, this happens, and I was like, yes, I have the thing! And it's delightful. So much fun going through the whole thing. The next thing that I'm going to say about it is the story hits. The story hits. And there's not a lot of words in it. It's mostly just pictures. But the story hits. And this is going to bring me to the things for people to think about. And this is why my wife decided to stop playing. The story hits. And you feel it. And you think about it. And it doesn't go away, and the whole way through, stuff happens. You're like, oh, my heart. And it's so sometimes sad, but sometimes uplifting, and it's all the things. And it looks like this is a game for little kids, and let me tell you, it is not unless you are ready to have some adult conversations with the children. Man, but let me just say, my battery's about to die, but there's not a lot to talk about in the mechanics. I enjoyed it. And if you're ready for that pain in your heart, and you like this art, It is an experience that I'm thrilled that I had. I am thrilled that I played it. I'm not going to go back and play it again, but I have enjoyed every second of it, and the fact that the story hurts me, and I am thinking about it, and I am raging and sad and happy and uplifted at the same time, with almost no words. Money. So there you have it, folks. That is Eila and Something Shiny. As always, if you found this video useful, please like, subscribe, share, maybe become a channel member. As always, thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.